Last Thursday, we at MBC invited Assemblywoman Gina Sillitti to visit our studio for an interview. Sillitti was born and raised on Long Island and has remained a committed member of our community. So far, her career in public service has lasted nearly 2 decades, and she's still going strong. She's implemented numerous district policies and projects, proving time and time again that she's an advocate for the people.
My name is Gina Sillitti. I'm brand new to this job. I started in January of 2021, was elected in November of 2020. And last year, we kind of hit the ground running. We were still in the middle of COVID. And so there was a lot of constituent work. A lot of people needed help. I represent a very nice area on the North Shore, obviously, Manhasset, Great Neck, Port Washington, Herricks. But you know what? The pandemic hit everybody. They didn't care, how wealthy you are, how poor you were. Everybody needed help with unemployment, food insecurity. People lost their jobs. They needed to feed their families. So our office immediately got to work to try to help as many people as possible and get out into the community. And that was when I was running for office and also being in office. That was the number one goal, is constituent services and helping and getting out there in the community, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Being an elected official is helping people. So as far as things that the students will see, as I was coming in here before, school was just letting out and there were young people everywhere. And a lot of them were about to walk on Plandome Road. And there's a project coming up that we're working on the project, I should say. There is, on Plandome Road, there aren't sewers. Most of the North Shore isn't sewered. It is cesspools, septic tanks, which is not great for the environment and smells really bad, and is expensive to pump out and maintain. So all the businesses on Plandome Road are spending so much money pumping out the poop. So very much want to go to a sewer system on Plandome Road. It would be a low gravity system, a low capacity system, so just for the businesses. It's not going to be, for high rises or anything along those lines. But I was able to secure this year in the New York State budget $5 million to hopefully kickstart that program, give it a shot in the arm. So something that students will actually physically see. Hopefully that project will, maybe that's the first step in, which will be a lot of steps to getting Plandome Road in the business district sewered. Good for the environment, good for the businesses, good for economic development, and that's something that you guys will see every day. And then the other thing that you will see every day, well, you may not actually see it, but the school certainly will. We got record school aid funding for the second year in a row to Long Island. We got record foundation aid, record school aid, which in turn will hopefully lessen the costs on your parents, which will make them very happy, but also so they can have great programs like this. I just saw your beautiful wellness center, and those are some of the things that we can help defray the cost. The more money that I can bring back from Albany, the more fun things you guys get to do. COVID has been a challenge. I mentioned that before. We're going through a new wave. A lot of people are getting sick, but, fortunately, not many people are, of course, are dying or getting hospitalized, thanks to, of course, vaccinations. It has been a challenge, especially in the first year. I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm very outgoing. I like to talk to people. I like to be with people. I wasn't able to. As I wanted to meet with constituencies, couldn't do it. Everybody was being, which rightfully so, very COVID conscious, especially with our senior population. And so we did a lot of things virtually. We did a lot of things remotely. And, we did the best we could. And that was certainly a challenge. The other challenge is being new, getting to know people, getting people to know me, that I'm available. I want to be super accessible, transparent, one of the things that we pride ourselves here in Manhasset and elsewhere on the North Shore is we have our beautiful villages, and of course we have our wonderful town government, but we also have a lot of layers of government. We have village, we have town, we have county, we have state, we have federal. How do you navigate it? How do you know which street is what? How do you know which tree, who's this, who's that? I tell folks, call me. Call my office. It may not be the state, most likely it isn't the state, but at least I can point you in the right direction. I used to work in town government. I used to work in county government. I know all the mayors. I know the different levels. Let us help you. Let us point you in the right direction. So a challenge is getting myself out there, and we're working on it. But I want people to know that they can feel comfortable calling me and emailing me, and our office can help in any way we can. Earlier today, I could give you like a direct example. I was at the grand opening, ribbon cutting of Island Harvest's new facility. And I noticed when I walked into your school today, you guys had a box of donations that people can give food to Island Harvest. So they bought a beautiful building right on the border of Suffolk County and Nassau County on the Suffolk side in Melville. Not only is it a giant warehouse where they're going to be able to distribute food to all the different local food pantries, of which we have many. There's one here in Manhasset and in Port Washington, of course in Great Neck. But they're also going to be doing on-the-job training. So they're not just feeding people for the sake of feeding people. They're getting at the root cause of food insecurity and why are people hungry and why don't children have enough to eat and why do these families don't have enough to eat. And it's not just because they lost their job during COVID. They're trying to find the root cause of it. And so they have job training and other resources there. And some of that funding was fought for by myself and others on the Long Island delegation. And so I was actually able to speak at the event. And it was really meaningful and really rewarding. And, today was a good day. Today was a good day at my job. Best advice that I've given is to be yourself. And don't act a certain way because you think that's how you're supposed to act. Be yourself, be authentic, and speak the truth. And so far that's, it's worked out for the most part. When folks are advocating their issues, sometimes when you tell them your truth, they're, not always the answer that they're happiest to hear. But people just want to be spoken to with the facts. And, I have a very engaged constituency, educated constituency, and they give them the tools that they need and be truthful and transparent and be yourself and wear bright colors and smile and have a good time and you'll be successful. And so far, so good.
Thank you, Assemblywoman Sillitti, for stopping by. It was fascinating to learn about all that you do for the community, and MBC is grateful for the opportunity to talk to you. Back to you in the studio.